From pranking them on the red carpet to inappropriately talking about their bodies and their sexuality, here are some celebrities shutting down disrespectful interviewers. Starting off with Tom Cruise, who had a memorable encounter with a disrespectful interviewer who tried to pull a fast one on Cruise. But the actor, quick on his feet both in movies and in real life, wasn't having it.
That's... Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Come here. Hey, why would you do that? Enjoy. Why would you do that?
How very funny.
Listen. No, it's okay. No, wait a second. What's so funny about it?
What we did. Shit, I pretty.
It's ridiculous. Do you like making less of people? Is it what we're all? You can really judge from your post. Yeah, they have to be told about, but then they would be taking like that. You should have something like is that you like?
Caught off guard, the interviewer tried to backpedal, but Cruise wasn't letting him off the hook that easily.
Not that. That's really. Hey, turn up. Don't run away. Don't run away.
No, that's a good one.
No, that thing happens. I don't care about. That's incredibly good. I'm here giving you an interview and answering your questions, and you do something really nasty. Oh, darling. You're a jerk.
You're a
jerk. Well, you know what? But let me talk.
I'm sure I can't get the dog.
I'm sitting on the set. I'm here. I'd be ashamed to sell it. Come to
The reporter seemed to crumble under Cruise's intense scrutiny, and by the end of it, it looked like the interviewer was on the verge of tears, probably regretting his ill-conceived prank attempt. This wasn't a one-off occurrence. Tom has a track record of standing his ground when interviewers cross the line. This next one is venturing into sensitive territory by bringing up Cruise's ex-wife, Nicole Kidman.
Was Nicole the love of your life?
What do you mean, Peter?
You were married for 10 years?
Listen, we raised children. How do you answer that? How do you answer that question?
Tommy got visibly uncomfortable and upset when the interviewer kept bringing her up. He called out the interviewer's lack of respect, making it clear that the line of questioning was inappropriate.
About each other's...
Listen, here's the thing, Peter.
Yeah.
You're stepping over a line now. You're stepping over a line. You know you are.
I suppose they're questions that people want to know.
Peter, you want to know. Take responsibility for what you want to know. Don't say what other people. This is a conversation that I'm having with you right now.
You're right.
Okay, so I'm just telling you right now, okay? Just put your manners back in.
Speaking of celebrities who can handle the media without any issue, Mike Tyson, the boxing legend with a reputation for being as fierce outside the ring as in it, has had his fair share of run-ins with pushy reporters. Like the time they kept asking Tyson about being the underdog in an upcoming fight and bringing up his time away from boxing. Tyson plays it cool at first, brushing off the questions like they were nothing.
Mike, Francois Botha, 6-1 underdog. Are there any concerns on your part?
I don't know anything about that. I don't know nothing about numbers. I just know what I can do.
How about
kill this mother?
Okay. How about the 19 months off?
What about it? What about it?
Does it pose any problem to you?
We'll see. I doubt it seriously.
You take into the ring a lot of rage. Does that work for you, or does it work against you at times?
You know, who cares? We're in a fight anyway. What does it matter?
Well, for example, rage against Evander Holyfield worked against you.
Well, it. It's a fight.
But when the interviewer tried to call him out on his attitude, Mike told him off.
So whatever happens, happens.
Mike, why do you have to talk like that?
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. Do you have a problem? Turn off your station.
You know what? I think we'll end the discussion right now.
Then we could.
You got it. Have a nice fight, Mike.
Off.
Another time, Tyson was at a live TV spot with his promoter. Things started off chill, talking about meeting Toronto's mayor. But then this reporter had to go and bring up Tyson's past legal problems, and Mike wasn't having it.
Mayor, we know you're a convicted rapist. This could hurt his campaign. How would you respond to that?
Hey, I don't know who said that. You're the only one I heard say that. You know what I mean? And I don't have no comment to that, you know, because it's negative, and you're being negative. And I met the mayor, right, and nothing they can do about it.
At first, Mike let the conversation drop, as his manager tried to smooth things over, but then he changed his mind.
You come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit.
Hey,
With that comment.
come on.
No, that was a piece of you. That was a piece of shit.
You know, we're doing live TV.
Man, I don't care. What are you gonna do about it?
All right.
It's more nerve-wracking for me to hear us talking to a rat piece of shit like you.
Come on, Mike.
Not because you're a piece of shit.
All right.
You really have to.
We're gonna wrap up this interview. Thank you for coming in.
Now here's where it gets interesting. In a more recent interview, we saw a different side of Tyson. When the reporter kept bringing up his sexual assault case, Tyson surprised everyone by staying calm and mature.
You know, nothing's coincidental. Everything happens for a reason. And I'm just happy to submerge after this, and it's just I'm not bitter and I have no resentment.
Again for the second time.
It is your view that you did the crime and you served the time.
Excuse me, say that once more, please.
It is your view that you did the crime, you served your time, and it's over.
No, I didn't do any crime. I was just dealt with a really bad misfortune of justice then. You know, I was really naive to the judicial system at that degree, and I just really, I really got railroaded at that particular time. You know, I really got taken advantage of, really. And I don't take no, and I don't use that for excuse. I did it, I did the time, and I'm just gonna handle it. But I'm never gonna announce or agree to what they said I did to this lady, which is imbecilic.
But even Iron Mike has his limits. After they pushed his button the third time, Tyson called him out, asking why he was trying to get a rise out of him.
I'm trying to get to the bottom of, you said things like before fights about your opponents. I want to punch him on the tip of the nose to drive the bone up through his brain.
You know what, can I tell you something? I was a young kid then. Yeah. I'm 43 years old, you know, right? You're still dwelling on something I said at 20 years old, or 21 years old, or 19 years old. I'm 43. What do you want to get from this interview?
I want to see how much you've changed, Mike. You're a different person now, aren't you?
I don't know if I am or not. I don't want to be the person I was, but I don't know. Change comes in time. Change comes really in time. You're irritating me now. I guess I did change because I'm not assailing you, but you're irritating me right now because I feel that you're evoking stuff from the past. That stuff is 15, 20 years ago.
But it's made you, has it not made you the man you are now?
No, it didn't make me. It's just parts of life, you know what I mean? I'm just an individual that has, I don't know, magnifying glass on me.
It's these moments that show how Tyson dealt with media drama over the years. Whether it's walking out, clapping back, or calmly calling out the BS, he's made it clear he will not let reporters walk all over him. But in this next interview with adult film actress Tasha Rain, the interviewer crossed a line that they really shouldn't have. Tasha Rain, a well-known adult film actress, found herself in this unexpected situation during what seemed to be a routine interview. Things were going smoothly until the interviewer threw out a very out-of-pocket question.
And if we could stop for a second, I want to say to you, you have a very cute, soft, like a girly voice.
Thank you.
A lot of people say the reason people have girly voice is something bad happened to them at that age. Were you touched at an early age, or were you fine?
That's the creepiest question I've ever heard, and no, but it's so inappropriate, it's not even funny.
Well, I had a girlfriend once that talked like that, and it turned out 6 years old. It was horrible.
Ew, I don't want to talk about this.
Okay, we don't have to talk about that.
She immediately called out the offensive nature of the question. Another public figure that dealt with problematic questioning was renowned filmmaker Quentin Tarantino. During an interview, Quentin was asked about the potential link between movies and real-world violence. Tarantino doesn't bite the rage bait and immediately shuts down the question, making it clear he wasn't interested in engaging with that topic.
But why are you so sure that there's no link between enjoying movie violence and enjoying real violence?
I'm gonna tell you why I'm so sure. Don't ask me a question like that. I'm not biting. I refuse your question.
The reporter, however, persisted, trying to push Tarantino for an answer. But the filmmaker stood his ground, firmly refusing to be drawn into the discussion.
Jamie Foxx has said, we can't turn our back and say that violence in films
well,
or
then you should
anything
talk
that
to
we
Jamie Foxx.
do doesn't have a
then you should
responsibility.
talk to Jamie Foxx about that. And I think he's actually here, so you can.
I'd love to, but I mean,
it's not my job to flesh it out.
No, it's my job to try and ask you to.
And I'm shutting your butt down.
And that's entirely your. That's entirely
this
your.
This is a commercial
right.
from my movie.
But this interview was very, very, very persistent. He didn't give up until Quentin blew up, accusing him of pursuing the question just for the sake of ratings.
Over and over again because you want me to. for you and your show and your ratings.
Well, no, it's not about our rating.
No, it is. It is about you want me to say it for you.
Shifting from the world of cinema to the boxing ring, we find another public figure, adept at handling media pressure. Floyd Mayweather has also faced his share of challenging interviews. Renowned for his undefeated boxing record, found himself in this heated exchange with interviewer Brian Kenny. The interview started tense and then quickly escalated into a verbal sparring match.
We welcome into SportsCenter the former #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd, welcome back. We've missed you, Floyd.
Hey, how you doing? I'm not no former #1 pound-for-pound fighter. I'm just saying I'm the best fighter in the sport of boxing. No one has dethroned me, so how am I not pound-for-pound the best fighter in the world? You tell me.
Kenny persistently questioned Mayweather's decision to return to boxing after retiring.
Floyd, why come back now?
Why not? Why not? The sport needs the cash cow back, you know? We already know what I can generate. We already know what I can do in the sport, and we already know who's the face of boxing.
Then he tries to one-up Mayweather by bringing up Oscar De La Hoya, seemingly trying to rile up Mayweather or make him feel inferior. However, Mayweather knew his worth and maintained his composure.
They still haven't topped what I've done in 2 fights.
Well, one was with Oscar De La Hoya, who was the cash king.
I'm the cash cow, please.
Kenny's questions became increasingly pointed. He tried to suggest who Mayweather should fight next, which finally caused the boxer to lose his patience.
Can I suggest somebody?
You can't. Hey, listen, you're not a promoter. You work
You said it doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter, I'll suggest somebody.
You can suggest whoever you want, but guess what? Only thing you do is you sit back and you interview me. I didn't ask it. Listen, you called me to do the interview. I didn't call you.
No, you're on a satellite tour.
The tension peaked when Kenny took a personal dig at Mayweather, making a snide remark about his employment status. But Mayweather put him in place.
Seem to be occupying my job, though. Yeah, as you often say, you're just a guy with a job. I have a job, though. So who would you fight next?
And guess what? Your job don't pay like my job.
Well, it depends.
McConaughey was excitedly talking about his close friend and tennis champion, Novak Djokovic. But The View co-host Joy Behar interjected with a controversial rumor about Novak.
Anyway, yeah, I was happy to be in his box. Got to sit behind his parents, which was really awesome to see them when he brings them up and where they started.
I believe
An anti-vaxxer?
I believe so, yeah. Just say no.
Way to bring it down.
Next, she tries to pin him down on his gun control stance, but McConaughey wasn't having this. He made it clear he wasn't there to play political games, instead focusing on the need for real action to address gun violence.
Do you think you could get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is be playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
to give you a direct statement right there.
But
The actor's hometown in Texas had recently experienced a tragic school shooting, giving him a personal stake in the issue. But rather than deep dive into partisan bickering, McConaughey emphasized finding common ground and getting Americans to reassess their priorities. Speaking of graceful celebrities, we also have Anne Hathaway, facing a similar situation. Like this one time, when the reporters seemed oddly fixated on her physical fitness, Hathaway initially tries to redirect the conversation back to her acting and the movie she was promoting.
You're always in great shape, but you had to make sure you were in perfect shape for this one, didn't you?
It wasn't about being in perfect shape, it was about being able to do the stunts and the fighting perfectly.
But the reporter had to know.
Diet, the workout, what is the feline fitness regime?
A lot. It's all the boring stuff that no one ever wants to do. It's just watch what you eat and get yourself to the gym.
And that's when she gave him a taste of his own medicine.
Any particular workout?
Are you trying to lose weight?
Well,
what's the deal, man? You look great.
No.
No, seriously. We have to talk about this. What do you want? Are you trying to fit into a cat suit?
This wasn't a one-off either. In another interview, Hathaway got served a similar question about her figure and weight. Again, she demonstrates her ability to shut down inappropriate lines of questioning.
How much weight have you lost to get into this shape right now?
You did not just ask me that
I'm
question.
just saying, you're like...
What a forward young man you are. My goodness. How much weight?
I'm not saying you needed to lose weight. I'm just saying that you look...
I've worked very hard to become Selena Kyle.
I know you have.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sorry if I offended you.
You didn't at all. I'm just
just messing with you.
Thanks, Dad.
Flying past Hathaway's poised takedowns, we turn to another Hollywood star who's had her fair share of awkward interview moments. Sandra Bullock, who went on the Today Show to promote her movie of the time, The Proposal, with Ryan Reynolds, would be with Matt Lauer, who seemed fixated on this nude scene in the film, and it was brought up many times throughout the conversation. At first, Sandra was playing along, using her humor to deflect those comments and keep the interview on track.
The major thing that's changed since you were here last?
Yes.
I have now seen you naked.
And I'm so sorry about that.
I have seen you naked.
Were you able to sleep afterwards? Why are you looking down?
It's now my screensaver.
Why did you look down when you said that?
I was looking at my notes.
Not your notes are not over here.
They were right there.
That would be this.
They
You
were
went
right
like that.
there. I didn't go like this. I went like this.
I'm just saying.
You're naked for most of this movie. It's a long stretch.
I'm not naked for most of this.
However, Lauer just kept bringing it up, which made her decide to point out his obsession. This would take an even more interesting turn when Lauer still invited Bullock to return for another interview.
It is a lot of fun. Did I mention you have a nude scene in this movie?
Pretty much from the time you opened your mouth. Yeah.
Sandra Bullock. Come back more often.
No, not after this interview.
There are a lot of celebrities who get hassled for their looks, but there's others who faced questions about their personal beliefs, like Dolly Parton, known for her music and larger-than-life personality, would encounter a similar situation when this interviewer tried to goad her into revealing her political views.
I'm not being political. I don't do politics. I'm not getting into any of that because I have a lot of fans out there and I don't want to offend anybody. And besides, I just don't get into that. And so if you are deciding you may want to ask me something more serious, don't, because I'm not going to answer it.
Fair warning. Okay.
I'm not going to.
I might still ask.
Well, you can ask, but I might still tell you where to put it if I know where you got it.
We have a president of the United States who said those things on that bus.
I'm not addressing that. I do not get into that. Of course, I have my opinion about everybody and everything. But I learned a long time ago, keep your damn mouth shut if you want to stay in show business. I'm not in politics. I'm an entertainer.
And yet, you're also a role model.
Yes, I am. That's why I don't talk about people.
She's always been clear about keeping her politics to herself, and she wasn't about to change that for some nosy interviewer. Speaking of setting boundaries, now we have Tom Hardy dealing with a case of his own interviewer, getting up too close and personal when he found himself in this awkward situation during a press conference at the 2015 Toronto International Film Festival. Now what should have been routine to promote a film would take an unexpected turn when this reporter decides to get invasive. Hardy wasn't about playing along. He pointed out the roundabout way to pry into his personal life.
And we're an LGBT news organization, and our question is for Tom Hardy. In the film, your character Ronnie is very open about his sexuality, but given interviews you've done in the past, your own sexuality seems a bit more ambiguous. Do you find it hard for celebrities to talk to media about their sexuality?
What on earth are you on about?
I was referring to an interview given to Attitude magazine a few years ago.
But what is your question?
I was wondering if you find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality.
I don't find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality.
But it looks like the reporter just can't get the hint, or chooses to ignore it, and decides to double down. Then goes ahead and asks Hardy directly about his sexuality. Well, Tom shuts down that question, basically asking why on earth his sexuality would it be anyone's business.
Are you asking me about my sexuality?
Sure.
Why?
Why?
Thank you.
Okay.
And that's all we have for today. See you next time.